everyone, it's Mike here, and it's a gorgeous day here in Arizona, 97 degrees. It's getting a little warm out here, so I'm on my way to go do some picking, reselling, try to find some profit. Decided I was going to make a video today just about, getting yourself straightened out, right? There's so much information out there about reselling, and I know there's a lot of people that are new to this channel. There's a lot of people that, that maybe just started a year ago or two, and then there's people that have been doing this for a while. But there's so much talk about reselling, it just makes your head spin. And whether it's YouTube here or it's Facebook, and if you're new, you're going, oh man, where do I even begin? And I just think it's important that you kind of have to map out what you're planning on doing, right? Like anything in life, whether you're starting a business or if you're going to college, you got to map it out. You got to figure where you're going to be in a year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. I think it's very important. Coming up with that game plan, creating, small goals and then having long-term goals is very important. And I think, a lot of people, they focus with reselling on, the two big platforms, the eBay and the Amazon. And people neglect things like local hustle, man. Working stuff at a swap meet or a flea market, or selling stuff on Facebook, or Craigslist or OfferUp. I think that's something that people always overlook. And I don't get it. I mean, I know it's not for everybody, hand-to-hand transactions, but, you can make a lot of money doing that throughout the year and throughout your reselling career, whatever it is, whether it's part-time or full-time. And I just think it's something that everybody should really consider, because why not? You buy something, you turn around for a profit, and you get cash back. So, there's all this, just at the end of the day, it really comes down to what is going to work for you. And that's what you got to ask yourself when you're first starting reselling. What do I want to do? What is going to work for me? You can try to copy other people's, how they're selling clothing or how they're doing Amazon FBA. Maybe you want to be a gigantic bookseller, but there's no books in your area. So how are you going to do that, right? So when I say find out what works for you, that means, doing some investigating, going around and seeing what is abundant in your area that you can get. Or maybe you have an expertise of something. Maybe it's video games, a lot of information about, or sports cards, or whatever it may be. And then figure out, how are you going to get this inventory? I use this analogy a lot, like, if you're going to open up a store or you're going to do e-commerce, you got to really treat it like a convenience store, right? Or think big box store. If you're only going to have 20 items in there and you have this big storefront, you're missing out on so many opportunities there, because people are going to be coming in there going, okay, oh man, there's only 20 things on the shelf here, and there's all this other room. And it's just not going to be that appealing, and you're also not going to get a lot of sales, believe it or not. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can have 20 killer things that you can flip every week, and you just replenish them, and you make your nut that way or whatever. But I think for realistic terms, not everybody's going to be able to find home runs every second of the day. I mean, that's just reality. These people that, hey, I sold this here, sold this there, sold this there. Things take time. So when you're going out and about and you're finding, maybe they're bread and butter items, maybe they're just basic entry-level flipping items, like a piece of clothing that you can buy for a couple bucks and sell it for $20, $30, $40. I feel that the abundance mentality is a good mentality if you can keep up with what you're buying, right? That's key. Because I know a lot of people get stuck in a rut, especially with the clothing business, because you can accumulate so much, and it's just, you can never list as much as you get. So that's always a problem there, and that's when people become, the e-hoarder mentality, or they need to go hire help to get the job at task done here, But the biggest thing is just starting off slow, right? Finding out what works for you. Definitely test things, right? Definitely test, whether it's vintage photographs or vintage concert shirts, or, maybe it's makeup, or maybe it's women's swimming trunks. I don't know. Find out what really works for you and how you can profit. And you got to keep track of this. You got to keep track of what you're selling and what you're doing, because you need to go look back at it and say, hey, that was successful. Hey, that wasn't. And those that were not, you have to cross them off the list, and you can't go back to them, okay? I'm telling you, when you realize, because there's people that go, oh my God, I'm doing this great with this niche and this and that, and then it starts falling off, and they're like, hey, sales are slow, it's May, it's June, can't sell anything. You need to survive, right? Especially if you're a full-time seller. You got to figure out, how can I keep getting this money in every month to pay my bills, to pay for my family, the whole 9 yards, right? The full-time game is not an easy game, right? You're constantly selling things. You have to constantly sell things. You have to constantly flip things. You're moving money left and right. And when those slow periods come, you know, and you're not getting enough money to pay your bills, I mean, you could literally be screwed, right? Where you'd have to go get a job. Or maybe you have to sell something that's in your personal collection, or hawk a, you know, gold chain that your wife bought you or whatever. So I know I'm rambling on here, guys, but, you know, really I just want to say that there's a lot of information about reselling out there, and there's a lot of, especially Facebook groups, and people just making it sound so easy. Just, you know, buy me this course for 10 grand and I'm gonna teach you everything type of mentality. And it's not a get rich quick thing. It never was, it never is. It's you're not going to get filthy Donald Trump, you know, Jay-Z, Drake money, man. You know, if you've been listening to those hip hop songs, you're like, yeah, I want to be a baller, Mike. I want to be a player. You know, yeah, I want the Benzo and the Lambo. Okay? You ain't gonna get that. Now, I'm not saying that you're not gonna be able to be successful and financially independent, which I think you can, right? The way I look at my life, I am. I can do whatever I want. I can drive around. I can go here. I can do there. But at the end of the day, I got to work for it, right? Just like everybody else. But to realistically say to you guys, yes, guys, in 6 months, you'll be making $3.7 million on Amazon FBA. No, that's never been me. I don't give pipe dreams like that to people. You know, are people doing that? Sure. There's a very small percentage of people on Amazon that are millionaires, right? It's very, very small. And the number's even smaller for people doing 100 grand. So keep that in mind, right? That there's a long road ahead of you when it comes to reselling. Now, if you're trying to replace the average job in this country, which is $35,000, yes, you can do that full-time reselling. You can do that part-time. You can do that on the weekend. You know, for the 2 weekends out of the year, you can crush it, knock out of the ballpark. All right? You just have to really find out what works for you. Understand how this game works, right? That you're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to put the effort into it. And if anybody's telling you different, they're saying, hey, it's this easy, guys. Just join my Facebook group. Just do this. And you're new and you're buying into that, I think you're going to have a hard time unless that person knows what they're talking about, or that group of people know what they're discussing, and they can get you on the path. But either or, you have to put a game plan in action. You have to be the head coach. Because guess what? You are the head coach. You're the GM. And you got to make every decision. Every decision counts. Every decision has a consequence, right? Whether it's a bad buy or a good buy. Hey, great buy. It's turned to $2 into 90. Then awesome. You crushed it. Now go do that another 50 times this month, right? So at the end of the day, guys, I just, I come on YouTube here to kind of just be frank with everybody and to say, listen, man, this is just how it is. This isn't some luxurious thing where, I'm sitting on yachts going, hey, guys, reselling's the bomb, man. Check it out, dude. Just rolling on eBay, rolling on Amazon FBA. I give you guys realistic expectations of what can be done as a reseller. Well, there's part-time or full-time, right? And in this economy, guys, there's nothing else out there that you can do this consistently, right? And make money and get the returns on products if you're thrifty, if you realize a good deal. But if you're going to go out and buy 1,000 products to sell on Amazon for $1 profit, that mountain is going to take you forever to climb. To ever think you're going to make 100 grand. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money to even break even before you even realize you're losing money, if that makes sense, right? So I guess you could just label this video just realistic expectations as a reseller, but at the end of the day, man, you just got to go out there and hustle. You only got so much time in your life, man, and you got to make it happen. So if you're on the couch and you're just bummed out and you're just depressed, you got to get it in gear, man. You have to get it in gear, because if not, where are you going to be in a year, right? So you got to map this out. Go get a notebook, map your life out. Map out your reselling life. Map out what you're doing. Understand what you're doing. Figure out how much time you're putting in your business, and then constantly evolve and change and adapt your game plan, right? When things don't work out, hey, don't get all freaking craziness, I'm going to slip my wrists. Figure out the solution to how you can make it work, right? That's all it is. It's constantly adapting, guys. So, hopefully you enjoyed my little chit-chat today, a little maybe some motivation. Appreciate all of you guys watching me here on YouTube. If you're looking for some more information on, reselling in general, you can visit my website, pigforprofit.com. You can also check out the free Facebook group, Resellers Roundtable. The next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.